Chelsea actually dropped 2 points this weekend at home in a match that I say that Chelsea actually have to win. But why is it so? You see, Nottingham Forest actually managed to inflict Liverpool's first defeat this season. Chelsea dominated the majority of possession. They had the most chances in front of goal, but also Nottingham Forest looked quite dangerous, and sometimes Robert Sanchez actually had to bail out Chelsea. So what is the problem? What did we notice about Chelsea in this game? Now, this further reiterates what I've been saying to some fans who have been here telling me that Chelsea are going to win the league, and I told you that even the manager told you that Chelsea are not ready to win the league. I think that is something that a lot of fans need just to understand. But we are going to try and analyze what is Chelsea's problem with low blocks, the low block issues. Before we start, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. So Enzo Maresca has managed to inflict his tactical identity at Chelsea for close to 3 months, though Chelsea are not quite the finished article. But you can try and see some tactical changes that he made in this game. So Nottingham Forest are coached under Nuno Espirito Santo, and Nuno is quite a pragmatic manager. He did not come to Stamford Bridge to try and play Chelsea similar to what Brighton did, but rather came to sit in a mid-block. Now, Nottingham Forest did not put a lot of pressure to Chelsea during build-up. That's why Chelsea 9 out of 10 times managed to come out from their build-up phase quite easily, with Nottingham Forest just understanding that they need to sit in a narrow 4-2-4/4-4-2 deep structure. Now, Chelsea will progress all the way to the midfield third and look to set the attacking lineup as shown here, the 3-2-2-3 structure. But Nottingham Forest knew how to defend against this and actually limited Chelsea throughout majority of the game, forcing Chelsea to just play the ball backwards and sideways. Now, one way Nottingham Forest did this was that when Malo Gusto would play alongside Caicedo, they would form that narrow front four. Remember the 4-2-4 structure that Pochettino introduced to limit the box midfield, with the 2 forwards sitting on both Gusto and Caicedo, while the wingers looking to play narrow to prevent penetrative passes into the half spaces, and also to check the wide center backs from progressing in midfield. Now, because of this structure, even sometimes Cole Palmer used to drop so deep to receive the ball in this case. But because of the 4-2-4 structure, Ward-Prowse and the other midfielder would actually look to drop deep to pick Cole Palmer from this position. Now, because Ward-Prowse could not keep up with Cole Palmer, he had to foul him. And also you can see that the centre-backs were so keen on Nicholas Jackson, while the fullbacks were looking to maintain the width. But I do have a problem with the position of Fernandes, since he should have been the one occupying the half-space region. Now, once Palmer loses possession here, the referee had to book James Ward-Prowse. But you can see the 4-2-4 structure, the 4 centre-backs, the 2 holding midfielders, and the narrow front 4 to limit the box structure of Chelsea. So Maresca usual shift from the box to the kite, and this push is by pushing Malo Gusto into that front line. But again, Nuno Espirito Santo employed what Mikel Arteta employed against Pep Guardiola by dropping the 2 wingers deeper into that midfield so that they can outnumber Chelsea 4v2. The space was so congested that we even saw Cole Palmer moving from that forward line position and actually dropping into a pseudo right back position to receive the ball. But in this case also, Palmer would be ineffective only to play the ball to Noni Madueke, because he could not also play balls over the top because Nottingham Forest was sitting in a deep block. Chelsea relied heavily on the dribbling and 1v1 quality of their two wingers, because the two wingers are the ones who were supposed to actually generate the quality that Chelsea needed. Noni Madueke was quite better than Sancho in this case because he looked to dribble, but though his end product was not quite great. Sometimes he may manage to reach to the byline and make some interesting cutbacks, but the problem was that the Nottingham Forest's goalkeepers and defenders were so great in defending these cutbacks. And we also noticed that when Chelsea, Noni Madueke was looking to this position, Nottingham Forest were not afraid to even drop their two wingers, their two central midfielders into the box and try to outnumber Chelsea's box overload. And this really created a lot of problems for Nottingham Forest. They also used their wingers and their fullbacks to double up on Noni Madueke and limit him from cutting in with his stronger left foot. But sometime in the second half, Noni Madueke managed to get space and actually score a goal for Chelsea and actually managed to secure Chelsea a draw. Jadon Sancho on the other side will receive the ball and just look to either slip the ball to Enzo Fernandez, who was not quite good in making those half-space runs. And I was disappointed with Sancho because Sancho sometimes would find himself in positions where he could actually test the goalkeeper, but he didn't manage to do it. And because Sancho was in this position, he attempted to play those crossfield balls. But what we know is that Jackson and Palmer are not the players to attack the far post quite better. And in an instance, he had an opportunity to actually create that chance. But Noni Madueke was also not quite ready to play that ball to him. Sancho, we started to see later on in the second half with Marc Cucurella looking to overlap Sancho, and Sancho will look to play those balls to Marc Cucurella, who would attempt to make those crosses to him. Now, once Nottingham Forest went one man down, Chelsea shifted into a 2-3-5 with both Gusto and Cucurella moving into that midfield, with only Fofana and Colwill, later Tosin and Rabiot, being the ones to remain behind. Now, this gave Chelsea numerical overloads, but the problem that I had is that, look at this clip here. Fofana, Palmer are not looking to occupy those spaces in between the lines. They're not looking to occupy those spaces. Look, all the players are actually in front of the ball. So how did Chelsea actually expect to score in this kind of situation? And this is where I had problems, because João Felix wanted to drop deep to actually receive the ball. But his position will be the one that will enable the team to actually have those spaces. By him actually looking to occupy that space in between the fullback will actually make Madueke have the space. You can even see from this clip how Chelsea shifted into that 2-3-5 and tried to create numerous overloads against players such as... Now, Noni Madueke in this position would have space, cut in, look to make that inverted run, and actually find himself in a position where he could score a goal and put Chelsea in front. Sometimes Chelsea would manage to break through Nottingham Forest's compact mid-block by creating spaces in between the lines, and Palmer in particular will receive this ball and immediately look to find Madueke, and that is how actually Noni Madueke managed to score Chelsea's goal. But this does not generally mean that Chelsea were faultless throughout the game. In fact, Chelsea found themselves in devastating positions. Now, when Chelsea decided to invert both their fullbacks, the spaces behind the fullbacks were quite open. And sometimes what we started to see is that Nottingham Forest will look to exploit those spaces on either side of the centre back, making it very dangerous for Chelsea. And we even saw instances where Nottingham Forest would waste time, and initially they looked to try and pick a lot of yellow cards by looking to pull Chelsea's players down, deny them any opportunity to score goals. There's a lot of dark arts. and time wastage. The majority of the game was actually wasted because they could, when they fall, they will look to delay the time when they. So I was really disamused by what I saw with the Nottingham Forest overall tactic. The goalkeeper was also very brilliant in this game. He actually managed to keep this team in play and actually managed to secure points for Nottingham Forest. The problem again that we saw with Chelsea is that Chelsea's are very toothless in set pieces. I'm yet to see Chelsea score a goal from set pieces this season. I think one that was scored by Jackson. But overall, Chelsea had a lot of set pieces where they should actually capitalize. And this goes generally to Fofana and Colwill, who are supposed to be the one to generate these huge strengths for Chelsea in these situations. Chelsea sometimes even found themselves in very tricky situation with Gibbs White and Callum Hudson-Odoi creating problems for Chelsea, especially when they were making those runs in behind. And you can see from this structure the position of Gusto, Caicedo and Cucurella, who moved in that 2-3-5 to try and outnumber Nottingham Forest. The goalkeeper managed to save a lot of goals, prevent a lot of shots that Palmer actually made in front of goal. And it was actually that game where you just did everything and nothing just came into fruition. So Chelsea are currently 4th with 14 points. They are 6 points better than they were last season, which you can actually give credit to the manager. However, Chelsea are going to face their hardest fixtures after the international break. The trip to Anfield will be very difficult, hosting Newcastle, the trip away to Old Trafford, the trip at hosting Arsenal. Those are very tough fixtures for Chelsea. We are going to see how Chelsea are going to cope up with that. If you've liked this video, if you've enjoyed how Chelsea tried to break a lower block, like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.